Yeah, I can't even fold, I damn near cracked the code. Okay. Came to tap in with my bros, cause Rauly knows. Okay. I took my foot off of that gas, I'm stepping on they throats. I damn near clocked up in this yo for like 10 or 4. So what they talking about? I don't know, shit, nothing new. Running up these.
Welcome everybody to the RaulyKnows Podcast. I'm joined here by one of my friends. I kind of briefly would like him to introduce himself a little bit and what he really wants to go through on this podcast. We have a few, obviously the ones that know him. It's going to be a really, really interesting podcast. We're going to sit down. We're going to get to know him a little more for those that don't. And yeah, man, everybody give it up for my friend Balo.
Thank you. Yeah, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Balo. I'm on Twitter, GreyGorilla, BigBodyBalo, Instagram, BigBodyBalo. But yeah, man, for those of you who've been following me for a while, you guys know I did have my own podcast a while back, and I was on that for a little bit. But as you know, life happens, shit happens, so I kind of fell off that for a while. But it feels really good to be under a microphone, doing things a little bit differently, because back then when I was doing my podcast, it was more just I was doing the anchor, like you said, because you do the anchor thing, and it was just audio, so I was just doing audio, and it wasn't really like any camera. So this is my first time being on camera, and I'm a little nervous, but you know, I'm glad to be doing it this way so people can actually see like my facial expressions and like everything else type shit. So
I honestly feel like, well, there's two kinds of people, right? There's people that like audio podcasts, they prefer it.
Oh, for sure.
And there's people that prefer, like me, I'd rather watch clips.
Yeah, me too. I'd rather watch clips.
And then a lot of the times what happens is that I watch the clips. I'm like, yo, there's so many clips of this thing. I need to watch the whole thing.
Right.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's cool that you're venturing off a little bit. I know you would always post your audio files on Twitter, and I would listen to them. So I think now it's just like different's good.
Yeah, for sure.
Do something different. I hope your listeners and your fans kind of appreciate this one. Let's get a little bit into the reason why we're sitting next to each other right now.
Right.
Well, how did I meet you?
Through Chimpy, no?
Yeah, through Chimpy.
Yeah, through Chimpy, yeah. But it was like a while. I think you invited me to, I think it was like your birthday. I think you invited me to your birthday at La Mona Rosa.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then hella faded. I remember you being hella faded. But I think that's the first time like we actually like met.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, because I know we were following each other for a while, and then you invited me to the party, and I was like, all right. And then next thing I know, you're fucking faded. And
yeah,
I'm just like,
bro, that was last year. That was honestly like around this time last year, and I didn't pace myself at all.
Yeah,
I think like by 11 I was faded already.
Fuck.
So I ruined my own birthday, but I had a great time.
That's all that matters.
But, I mean, yeah, we definitely know each other. We've been playing online for a while.
Oh yeah,
and
good old times.
I need to go back into it, but yeah, just so the listeners could understand like how we know each other. One thing I do know of you is that you were a personal trainer for a while.
Oh yeah, man, that it's so crazy. Like, I'm like, as I'm getting older, I'm not that. I'm 24. I'll be 25 this year, but like, I go through my Instagram and like I see how it's like starting to change.
Yeah. Like
my Instagram, like I said, for those of you who have been following me for a while, like you guys know, like I was big on fitness. Mm-hmm. I still am big on fitness, but like I'm starting to go lean more towards like fashion and like, you know, being myself and, you know, being like a weirdo. Not in a bad way, but like, you know, like I'm
being yourself.
Being myself, you know, like I thought bodybuilding was like my whole identity.
What caused that? Because I remember, like, you post a lot that you used to be really small and scrawny.
Yeah, so, like, in high school, like, I was hella skinny, and that's when I started playing soccer, and then...
That doesn't help at all.
Exactly. But then, like, I met my best friend, one of my really close best friends, my brother, Mario. Do you know Mario Rocha?
I'm sure. Rocha sounds familiar.
He's, like, he went to El Dorado, but, like, he's always on my Instagram. You know, we would always work out together.
Maybe.
And then, like... my coach was like, all right, got to get in the gym to get big. And I literally, the first day I met him was sophomore year of high school. I used to play against him way back in the day before we even knew each other. And we became instantly friends. I spent the night over his house one day. and we were watching like videos of like Arnold Schwarzenegger and shit. And next thing I know, we're doing push-ups in his fucking garage. And then like we just started working out. But like, I think I started working out for the wrong reasons. At first, you know, like I was very like kind of insecure. I had some jealousy problems, and I used that as my motivation in the gym. And then it quickly started to change, but that's how all that became. That's how I became BigBodyBalo. Like my senior year of high school is when I actually started getting big. And then I was still natural then, and then yeah, it just BigBodyBalo. That just became who I was. And then I did my competition, went through a few trials and tribulations, and then reinvented myself again. But yeah, I was so like I want to be a personal trainer. I want to be the best personal trainer. I want to be the best bodybuilder. But like, it didn't matter how like big I was and how many people I were training. I still wasn't like happy.
You weren't happy.
I wasn't happy
because you're kind of faking it a little bit.
Exactly. I was faking it till I made it, you know. And it's like I don't believe when people tell me that. When people say fake it till you make it, all that does is just force you to push everything to the back of your head and repress all that shit until you fucking blow up.
Yeah.
And I did that on multiple occasions, and all it did was me like contemplating my life like over and over and over and over again. So, you know, like now that like I'm like trying to like face my insecurities and face everything that I've repressed over like the course of like almost 9 years, I'm really starting to like finally like find out who I am and like what I like to do. Because back in the day, I would think painting my nails was fucking weird. Like I would never.
Normal.
It's not normal, you know. I would never paint my nails. I never thought that I would like. The biggest thing for me was like, it's funny, like, cause I never knew how to dress back in the day. Like I didn't know how to dress. I didn't know what shoes to wear, what clothes to wear, and I was like, bro, I'm never gonna find my style. And then like once I started listening to the music I was listening to, like I finally like found my style. Like I found like what I like to wear, how I like to dress, you know, the piercings, the tattoos, all that shit. Like me personally, in my head, I want to become like the coolest looking person. Like I want to be aesthetically pleasing. Like just not so much my body, but just like tattoos and piercings and all that shit. So it's definitely been a journey, but it's so funny. Like that whole bodybuilding era of me, like I still have that at heart. Like I still like to work out and shit, but I don't think I'll ever like be like that type of, because my whole,
your whole personality.
Yeah, like literally, like you go on my Instagram and it was just Instagram reel after Instagram reel after Instagram reel of me just in the gym working out big, all this shit, but I wasn't happy. Like I wasn't happy at all, and it's so like.
Do you feel like this is gonna be like a off, not so much off topic, but do you feel like people that are like in the gym have something going on?
Oh, for sure. I feel like one way or another, like either they did or they're going through it now type shit, you know, like, because I didn't know I knew I was going through something, but I didn't know, I wasn't aware that I was using the gym as like a means to escape.
Right.
But it's like, boom, you're in the gym 2 or 3 hours, you escape that time period, but once you're done, it's back to reality. You know, your mind's back in the gutter and shit, you feel me? So it's like, I feel like most people are either going through something or they're trying to get over something, you know? And I can't speak for everyone, but I don't want to say this, but I feel like anyone who goes to the gym may have some sense of insecurity, you know?
I mean, in the most, I don't know which way possible to say this, but I feel like people they're just trying to better themselves.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Like that insecurity would probably be like, okay, maybe I need to tone up a little bit.
Yeah.
Or maybe I need to look a certain way because they don't like the way.
Exactly. Maybe insecurity is not the right word, but
I mean, a lot of people too, also that told me things about working out. It's for them, it's just like they like being healthy.
Yeah, exactly.
So they just put their health first and stuff. So a lot of people, like you said, they either went through something or going through something, and a lot of the times, like there's friends that I've met. I mean, I'm about to be 30, bro. I'm up there, but
yeah, that's crazy. When you sent me your little birthday invite, I was like 30. Ain't no way, this motherfucker 30.
I'm about to be 30. Yeah, but like I've had a couple friends that like had to change their whole life around because all they were doing was drinking and doing drugs.
Exactly.
So now, like I see them in the gym, and it makes me happy, but it sucks that they had to go through something health wise for them to kind of like take their life serious.
That's why a lot of bodybuilders are fucking depressed as fuck, bro. And it's like I seen that shit early on, like. a lot of it is not talked about, obviously, like in the fitness industry, but we all know like a lot of bodybuilders are just really fucking depressed, bro, and it's crazy. Like, you carry so much trauma, and you think like the bigger you get, like maybe the more respect you'll get, maybe the more you feel better about yourself. But it wasn't until I was working out one day and I was like, what the fuck, bro? I'm still fucking depressed. Like, after my show, when I was doing my show,
was that the main goal, to do shows? Or
so back then, yeah, my goal was to be the best bodybuilder. Like, I wanted to be the best bodybuilder, this and that. That was my goal, like to be the best bodybuilder I could be and be big and do this and do that. But I was so reckless because like I used it as a means to fix everything. I was like, as long as I'm working out, I'm gonna be all right. And like, it's crazy because when I was doing my show, I was like talking to someone long distance, and I was on a bunch of shit. So like, I was running test, I was running trend, I was running test, trend, Anavar, and Winstraw. So I was running like
how does all that work, man?
Bro, so like,
and how'd you get into that?
So
like, what made you want to? Is it a thing like, oh, like maybe natural like wasn't gonna get you as big as you wanted?
Yeah, and it's crazy because there's this guy that I follow on Instagram, and he's a natural bodybuilder, and he made it to the Olympia. So it's like, it's possible to do, but I was natural all through high school, all through college. Well, the years that I did go to college, I was natural. And it wasn't until I came back, like 2019 is when I started my first cycle. And the reason I did it was because like I wanted to compete like with the big dogs. Yeah. So, you know, like Chris Bumstead, all those motherfuckers. Like, I wanted to compete with them. So I was like, if I'm gonna want to be on that level, like,
you think they're natty?
Hell nah. You're a fool to think any of those, man. For a long time, all those people who let me not say dick right, but those people who like adore and love Sebum were like, no, he's not natural. I mean, no, he's natural. He's this, and he's like, bro, hell no. Like, come on now. Like, he's talked about it. I don't really like watch his videos like that, but I know he's talked about.
I'm
like,
sure he protects his image and doesn't really talk too much about like being not natty or anything. But I mean, if those that are listening don't understand what we're trying to say by natty or not, it's like when you're a bodybuilder and you naturally don't use any hormones or
just
or
like
steroids,
yeah.
To bodybuild, that would be natty, and then vice versa for the non-natty. But in this case, you said that you wanted to be as big and best that you possibly could.
Right.
So you went and turned to
steroids, testosterone.
What led you to going out to find it, and like how easy is it to get it?
So it's all about who you know. Like, obviously, like, you know, if you see someone big in the gym, like, you're gonna be like, yo, bro, how'd you get that big? Like, are you running anything? Like, you know, it's just word of mouth, you know. And then once you start talking to more people and finding more about shit and like learning more about it, like, you eventually like stumble upon someone who does, especially if you're going to a gym that's like full of bodybuilders. Like, when you go to, like, if you ever go to Dragon's Lair, like you'll see the pros there and shit. So it'll be easy to find, you know. But
that's the one on D Martin all the way over.
Yeah. But I'm sure, like, you know, you can't just go up to him and be like, hey, yo, bro, like, you know, someone who's selling this and that, like on some undercover shit, like, you know. But like, I just wanted to be the best I could. Like, I think I was just looking for the quickest way to like fix my mental, you know. Like, I felt like if I got bigger, that I would like myself more, and other people would like me more, and I'd get more respect. And, you know, the respect came, like, people were like, damn, Balo, like, yeah, you look good, this and that. And even though they said that shit, bro, I would never believe it. And you know what's crazy? I've been natural for like 2 or 3 years now. No, like 2 years almost. And I'm not nearly as big as I was when I was on my peak. And I love myself way much more than I did when I was on shit.
Yeah, man. And I'm glad that you got to that point, because a lot of people don't really love themselves, and that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Once you find, like, I think that's probably why you started discovering more things about yourself, because you actually, your authentic self. When you're your authentic self, like, you love yourself, right? Not in like a cocky way, not in like a ego way.
Right,
it's just
for
like,
sure.
as a human, I feel like you have to have some type of love for yourself.
Oh yeah, I truly believe that self-love is the best love, because like
when you respect yourself.
Yeah, you respect yourself a lot more, bro. And like there was shit that I was dealing with, that I was putting up with, that I shouldn't have put up with for that long. And it's because like I expected, because I like to fight for, I'll fight for my relationships, I'll fight for my friendships, right? So it's like, but I never knew when to let go. And I never knew when to be like, all right, like
it doesn't suit me no more.
It doesn't suit me no more. It's not benefiting me. All I'm doing is just like leeching on and like hoping that they'll change or something will change, and nothing would ever change. And I would always think like I'm the problem. Like it's my fault. Like I'm not doing enough. So I would just continue to do more and more and more until I was like mentally fucking drained, that like it would just beat me up and eat me up inside, you know? Excuse me. But that was just like it was a really rough time, bro. Like I always reflect on that time period in my life when I was really into the gym and I was going to college and I was doing all that shit. Like I don't remember a lot of the people that I meet, just because I was so in my head about like killing myself and not wanting to be alive anymore, that like I wasn't even present for most of the time, bro. Like when I used to work downtown, like people would be like, "What's good, Balo?" And I'm like, who are you? And I felt so bad because like they're like, "Damn, bro, you don't remember me?" And I'm like, "Nah, bro." I'm like I don't even know what to say.
You're so into your head.
I was just so in my, like at work, bro, I would literally just sit there and I'd be like, "Bro, I don't want to fucking be here. Like I don't want to fucking like."
Yeah, like a million things going on in your
literally
head.
And it's like I would work and I would let people do whatever the fuck they wanted, bro. Like I would be talking, I'd be like fucking off. Like when I was like recently like addicted to like coke, bro, like I would fuck around, bring my shit to work, go in the bathroom, hit a bumper 2, bumper 3, and by the time I knew it, bro, work was over. And that was me doing that like every weekend.
Wow.
Every fucking weekend.
Would you say that the downtown culture is what kind of like made it that way, or is it the people that you surrounded yourself with? Obviously downtown.
Yeah.
I don't really like going downtown, bro.
Me neither.
If it's not for a celebration or anything, you won't catch me over there.
Right.
There's always a lot of trouble brewing over there, and that's my take on that.
The only reason I truly go downtown is because, well, now I like to go. The only reason I like to go downtown now is because I don't go out a lot.
Right.
Like if I do go out, it's to the gym, or I'm getting a tattoo, or I'm like with like me and my homies will come over just to chill in the parking lot, and we'll like sip some twisted and we'll just talk and like be with the bros. You feel me? Like I really don't be going. I don't kick it like that. Like I have my people, and then that's it. But like since I started getting into like Suicide Boys, like buying the merch and shit, and like modeling, like trying to model for the merch and shit, I don't get to wear my clothes. Like if I wear my clothes, like I'm not gonna wear my clothes just to kick it with the homies. Right. You feel me? So it's like I really only go downtown to like put a fit on and shit, and for people to see
throw fits on
and shit, and just like get the little compliments, and then I'm out, you know, type shit. But I'll get lit. Like I went for my birthday, and you know, that's about it. But it's crazy because I'm not gonna say the homie's name, but the homie that got me into doing coke, you know who you are. If he sees this, I'm not trying to say it's his fault. But you
made your own choice.
Yeah, I made my own choice. He introduced me to it, and ever since that day, I kept doing it. And like, it's crazy because you never know the people. You never know how many people do it until you start doing it.
And almost everybody does.
And almost everybody does. Everyone does blow. And it's like everyone knew that I was doing it downtown. So like, I'd be like, I know who to talk to. Like, hey, bro, you got some on you? Like, let me get a quick bump. Hand that shit to me, go downstairs, go to the bathroom, or if I had some, hey bro, here, I got you, like go to the bathroom real quick. Like even people that were, even like guests that I didn't know that were doing it in the bathroom, I'd catch them and I'd be like, bro, I don't give a fuck, but be careful because the next security guard might care and kick you out type shit, you know? So that's how bad it was, bro. Like,
okay, so being that, I mean, you basically brought it up, but I kind of wanted the listeners to kind of understand a little more. When you said that you were downtown, what were you doing? You obviously kind of said you were security guards. So.
Yeah. I was just doing security downtown. So I used to do security for the Win before I went downtown.
I remember that.
And so I was at Encore Beach Club, which was a lot better than being downtown. Like the pay was more. It's not as lax as it is on the strip because it's the strip. You know, like there's cameras, there's levels, bro. Like, you know, that's a high end fucking casino. So it's like, you might think it's all fun and games being security, and it was like, you know, at first, like the bitches, like, you know, you're talking to the bitches that don't even fucking, that are not from here, so you're seeing all types of bad bitches. I saw Mia Khalifa one time, bro. Like, I think it was for, I forgot what concert it was, but Jay Cortez was in town, and I think he performed, but somehow I fucking ended up watching his table, and I'm like right there chilling, and I look back, and I'm like,
he was dating.
Yeah, that's when he was dating Mia Khalifa at the time, and like, I look back, and I'm like, oh shit, that's Mia Khalifa. I'm like, what the, like, I couldn't even believe my eyes. And I'm so delusional, bro, because to me, celebrities don't exist unless I see them.
Right.
So if I don't see a celebrity in person, I don't think they exist. So like, to see Mia Khalifa, a porn star, I'm like, oh shit, like, damn. And it's like, I was like, yo, I know you from somewhere, but I can't put my finger on where it's from, but I do know you from somewhere. You look so familiar. And
You said that?
Yeah. Cause we ended up, so the crazy thing is, like, they had got a bottle to go, and I ended up like carrying the bottle with them to the car. So like, we were walking, and then like some old ass lady or some fan of Jay Cortez was just like, oh my God, Jay Cortez, like, I take a picture. You know, like, she's all like, me is like all like geeking, and I'm like, I know you from somewhere. I just can't put my finger on it. And it's just like a good little laugh or whatever. But I saw an old lady's titties that night too. She flashed Jay Cortez, so that was kind of gross.
Old lady?
Yeah, not an old lady, but like a mature,
older.
older woman. She just flashed her titties and shit, and I was like, that's gross. But yeah. So I worked there. I worked excess, and then the only reason I went downtown, bro, was as a fucking joke. I remember the tweet, bro. I was like, should I work downtown for the fuck of it? And everyone was like, yeah, fucking do it. So here I am, hyped as fuck. I'm like, fuck it, I'll do it. But also, I quit because I was prepping for a show. And it doesn't make sense to me, because it's like, why the fuck did I quit? Why did I quit that job just to work downtown again? You feel me? So it's like, I ended up doing the same shit for a lesser pay and shitty work experience, you know? And I did it to work at Lucky Day, because I wanted to work at Lucky Day, because I used to go to Lucky Day back in like high school and shit. Like, or not high school, like when I graduated. And then like Lucky Day was the shit back then. Everyone was like, Lucky Day. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna work at Lucky Day. And I ended up working at We All Scream, and then moved to Commonwealth and shit. So
What's one of the craziest things you've seen downtown? Or what craziest things you've had to do?
Damn.
A lot of good stories or what?
Bro, there's so many. Like, I'm trying to think, like, because there was, oh my God. Other than like fucking little petty fights, like, I guess the craziest thing, I don't even think there was a craziest thing. I think it was just like a bunch of fights. There was like one time though, this big girl, I guess she was a big girl. She tried to jump over the La Mona Rosa gate. And you know, that gate has like the spikes on top, and she got her leg stuck inside of the spike. Didn't. And like it split her leg open. You can see like all the fat like in her leg and shit. Yeah, so that happened. We've had a couple guns pulled on us and shit, but
downtown?
Yeah, but other
like
than
people trying to come in with them or what?
Not come in, but like, you know, we'll kick them out, and then like they'll come back. They're trying to beef with us and shit, and like, you know, type shit. But other than that, like nothing really crazy, bro. Just stupid fights. And you know what's it also sucked too, because I had homies that would come there and like start trouble and expect me to get them out of trouble, and I'm like,
it's your job.
It's my job. Like, I can't put my job at risk just because, you know, you fucked up, you know, right. Type shit. So that kind of sucked. That I didn't really like those type of situations, but it was just a bunch of fights. Like, other than that, like, we didn't even get too many like celebrities. Dana White came like one of the last weeks that I worked, and he fucking tipped one of the girls like $1,500, bro. One of the security guards, just for like walking him to the table and shit. Gave her $1,500 right there. I was like,
We All Scream?
No, at Commonwealth. It was on a slow night. It was like on a Thursday or like a Wednesday. No, not a Wednesday. Like a Wednesday or a Friday. He came and like fucking gave them money and shit. And I was at the back door. So I was like, they make shit. I would sneak a few people in though. I would sneak a few people in through the back and get take like a little $100 tip. But other than that, like,
yeah, because the line would be crazy, bro.
Bro, stupid crazy. And it's so funny. I was talking about this today too. It was my bad for putting it out there that I worked at Commonwealth, because a lot of people were not talking to me. A lot of people were not hitting me up. A lot of girls were not in my DMs hitting me up asking me to come in. And I was like, as soon as I quit, I know all that shit's gonna stop. Like, it's deaded. And next thing I know, bro, everyone. When I said I quit, everyone stopped hitting me up. My DMs
Those are the wrong kind of people, though.
Yeah, and it's like, it's funny because I can say it now. They would be like, "Hey, Balo, you could get me in this," and I'd be like, "No, I can't," but I actually could.
Yeah.
But I only used it for like, my close homies, like people who like, I'll be like, "Hey, bro, you coming in? I got you, bro. Don't even trip," type shit, But it was like people were like trying to name drop me and shit, like, "Oh, like I know Balo, like this and that. Tell Balo I'm here, this," and I'm like, like I don't even know. Like it was like homies of my. It was like my friends, homies,
mutual friends.
Yeah, people that I have never even met, but they just like follow me. That are like, and I'm like, bro, like, and like I'd be at the door, like patting people down, and I'll see someone, and they'll be like, "Hey," and I'm like, "No," type shit. So like, but I guess that just comes with the security game.
Definitely does come with that because I could just tell, like, especially it's a gift and a curse to know a lot of people. So like, you would see them, you'll be like, "Fuck."
Yeah. So no shade to everyone, no shade to anyone who did that, but that's just how it is. You feel me? Like I knew that's what it was gonna come with. Yeah, exactly. So it has its pros and its cons and shit.
What time would you get off?
Like on Altura nights, like 4:30.
It'll be busy, right?
Hell yeah. Altura's always, they got their crowd and shit, like their little it's a mix, bro. You got the little Altura thotties, you got the groupies and shit, and then you got like the same niggas. I remember seeing this nigga, he came every weekend in the same shit,
outfit.
in the same fit, and I'm like, damn. And homie still got a bitch on them. I'm like,
damn.
I'm like, how that work? I'm like, fuck, bro.
That's funny, bro.
But it's cool though, cause I met a lot of people that I wanted to meet through social media at Altura and shit. So I guess that was cool, and I made like a lot of friends with the Altura guys. Like their photographer Dylan, he does my videos. So he did my merch video that I posted, and he's gonna do the next one. So like like you make your connections, type shit.
Right,
So
you make the best out of
every situation for sure. So I'm glad I went down there and worked down there, because if I didn't,
you got something out of it.
Exactly. It wasn't just
all
bad. Exactly.
But yeah, man. I kind of want to dive into a couple more questions, and then we could go into a list of questions that I have ready for us here.
Oh, bad. Yeah. Hell yeah.
But let's we'll go back into it after this break.
Okay.
One less bitch in the gang, that's a net gang.
Pimp, pay your money, make a body, they see your bread. Home stacking, pistol packing, wiper with the perm head. Choppers busy with the busy, I just brought a gold run. To the scissor, I'll go miss out, iced out like a storefront.
Sick, spit that black shit, make the track hit. Ain't no time for a whack bitch, that's the mouth sick. Face down in the mattress, make that back dip, make a fuck like.
All right, guys, thank you so much for that, for tuning in. We're still here at the RaulyKnows Podcast with my friend Balo here. This is the second part. Thank you for sticking with us through the commercial break. And by the way, that was him on his merch video that he posted. So give us a little background story about that. And
brought to you by G59. If you don't know, now you know. This is exactly what I'm wearing today. For those of you who don't know, I'm sure you guys all know I'm a huge Suicide Boys dick rider. So I'm proud to say it too. I don't give a fuck. Like I'm Suicide Boys to the day I die. But like I said, like I made a lot of connections working downtown, and Dylan was one of the amazing connections that I made, along with the rest of the Altura crew. But me and Dylan got together and connected on a merch vid that I was trying to do, because I was trying to take this shit to the next level, bro. I was like, I started my little Suicide Boys Twitter, and that started gaining like a little momentum. I made a lot of good people on there. And then I started a cult. I started a cult. It's nothing bad like what people would make a cult seem like, but I basically made like a Suicide Boys cult for people to come in and like talk about Suicide Boys, post their shit. If anyone's making music, I'm like, if you're making music, bro, post your music in the forum. Like, well, it's a community, so post your shit in the community, bro. I don't care. Promote yourself, because I want everyone to win. You feel me? So, it was called Suicide Cult, but since Elon took over, like Twitter's a little sensitive now, so I had to change it to Cult of 5'9". But yeah, so I have that going on, and then I was just like, I was buying the merch and I just started I was just doing pictures at first, just pictures. And then I was like, you know what? Like, I want to do a video. And I was like, damn, Dylan does this type of shit. So I was like hitting him up. I was like, yo, bro, like, you think you can make a video for me? Take a few pictures, this and that. And he was like, hell yeah, bro. So I got like, I had bought some merch and we went downtown, bro, did a little shoot. And then that's how that video that you guys just saw, bro, he did that shit in 15 minutes. So I was like, if he did that shit in 15 minutes, I can't even imagine what this guy can do when he takes like an hour or like, you know, really sits down and does some shit. Cause I was like, bro, I just need something quick just to post. Like, I just want to just put something out there. And then he came up with that shit. And I was like, bro. So I have a few things in the works. For those of you who follow me on Instagram and have seen like what I've been posting, like I have like a little teaser vid coming up and then I have an actual video coming up. But yeah, I'm really excited about this merch thing, bro. I'm really passionate about the music, bro. Like, Suicide Boys were the reason I like found myself type shit. You feel me? Like, cause I've always wanted my own music. I've always wanted my own style. A lot of the times growing up, I was copying everyone else. I was copying everyone else's personality, the way they dress, the way they talk, all that shit, bro. Trying to be all my homies and shit. Because I wasn't in love with myself. I was just in love with who they were and like how people would react to them, how the women would react to them. And I'm like, bro, like I want that, you know, type shit. But it wasn't until I started listening to the music that it really gave me like a sense of perspective. Suicide Boys are a really big part of that. But, you know, there have been other artists too that really have been like, you know, a part of like my whole growth and everything. Devilish Trio, Ghostmane, like a lot of people that are in like, they're not in the 5'9" label, but there's some other artists in the 5'9" label that also have really like helped me become a better version of myself. And it's always about perspective too, bro, because I used to use the music as a means to feel more like shit about myself, but that's not what the music's about, you know? Of course, like when you're sad, you listen to sad music. When you're happy, you listen to happy music, this and that. But like when I was depressed, I was specifically listening to songs from them that were talking about killing themselves and how much like shit they felt about themselves and this and that. And I would use that and like make me feel more like shit about myself. So that's what I would do with the music. But now I'm able to listen to those same songs with this mindset that I have now and feel completely okay. You feel me? So it's like, I don't feel like the music only influences you if you let it.
Right.
You feel me? So it's like, people are like, a lot of people would tell me like, bro, you don't think the music you listen to is making you feel this way? And in a way it was because I was letting it influence me in that way. But now that like I'm feeling better, I'm like feeling like I'm growing, I'm becoming a better version of myself each day. I can still listen. Purpose now. I have a purpose now. Like I can finally listen to this music without feeling the way I felt back then, you know? So Suicide Boys have definitely been a really, really, really big influence on my life. And that's why like I go so hard for them. That's why I'll always go hard for them. I'll continue to get more Suicide Boys tattoos. There's people who fucking call me, oh, you're a dick rider. You're trying to get attention from them, this and that. I don't really give a fuck because it's like, it's what I want to do. You feel me? And it's like what I'm doing like on social media and my life is something that I wanted to do, like making an impact and you know, create something for everyone. Because there's a lot of people who listen to the music that I listen to. We're all broken in some way. Like we're all depressed. We're all going through like substance abuse, or we've had trauma like growing up, and it's all different situations, but we're all going through some shit together, you know. And the only thing that brought us together was the music. So that's why I love the music so much, because I've met so many weird ass motherfuckers that are weird like me, and they're just so fucking cool. Like everyone that I follow on my Twitter, they're all weird as fuck. Like they're all like in a good way. Like you guys are some weird motherfuckers, but you guys are so cool. Like in a good way though. Like they're all different. They're all unique in their own ways, and I think that shit is so fucking cool. Like they all have like their own looks, you know, shit that they're doing. Like they're all trying to make music and shit, and it's because of like the music that we listen to. Like it's so inspiring in a way, you know. And some people will get it, some people won't. And it's okay, because to me, music is subjective. Like everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, this shit's ass," or "This shit's cool." You know, everyone sees it differently. But there's just a bunch of cool motherfuckers out there that I've met through the music, and it's crazy, bro. Like, listen. So this is what's really crazy. Like, I went to Grey Day this year in Vegas, and it was amazing.
What is that?
Grey Day. So Grey Day is like basically like their tour. So they'll tour Europe first. So they're doing that in March, and then they'll tour the U.S. So Grey Day this year usually they'll bring people from their label, but this year they brought Ghostmane, City Morgue, Freddie Dredd, this new guy named Cemetery, and Ramirez. Ramirez is part of the G59 label. Am I missing anyone? I don't think so. I don't think I'm missing someone. No, I don't think I am. But so I went to Grey Day in Vegas this year. That shit was lit.
What was it at?
Thomas and Mack.
Dope.
So it's a very small venue, but it feels more intimate because it's smaller. And so I was in the pit, bro. I went fucking crazy. So like I'm like pit commander. Like I'm like telling everyone, get the fuck out the way. Like, so I'm in the middle of the pit. Ruby is one of the guys that are in Suicide Boys. So their cousins is Ruby and Scrim, but they have like their, you know, like their old, like all like their alter egos and shit. Like they have many names. But so like I'm in the middle, bro. Like I'm low key coked out right now. So like I'm like, bro, I'm tweaking. Like I'm ready for the shit to drop. Like he's talking and shit. I'm like, bro, I'm ready. Let's get it. And just before he's about to start, he like points at me. And he's like, oh, this motherfucker's ready. And I was like, bro, this nigga noticed me. I'm like, oh shit, bro, that shit made my night. But so there's another concert in Colorado, and it's Red Rocks. So the Red Rocks Amphitheater. Do you know what an amphitheater is? So yeah, I've never been there, but I guess
want to go there,
bro. It's so sick. So my first time was last year, and the crazy thing is, it's like I met
Suicide Boys perform there.
Yeah, bro. So they like everyone that they brought on that tour, they went to Red Rocks as well. And one of the guys, Ghostmane, I guess he actually started there. So like it was way more like he went hella hard for us over there. But it was my first time going, but it's crazy because these two people that I met, this guy named Matt, he was actually the reason that I started like my Suicide Boys account, because like it's not really a Suicide Boys account, it's just a more authentic version of myself on there. Like I'm like more myself on that one. And I literally use my main Twitter to like retweet all my shit from that one. That's literally all I use it for. Like I'll tweet on that shit every once in a while, but I just basically use it to retweet my other shit. And sometimes I'll beef with myself and shit. So like I'll like
talk shit
to myself, and it's fucking like it's funny. But so I met this guy Matt. Like he was doing like little polls on Twitter, like asking like, yo, this song, and like, you know, he was like, people were actually replying to that shit. And I'm like, bro, that's cool as fuck. Like I want to start doing that. So like I started doing it, but I made that other account because like I didn't want like, you know, I didn't want to like blow my feet up, because it's like, you know, my main Twitter is people from like Vegas and shit, you know. So I was just like, I'll just make a new one and just like it'll be more like for my people, my type people, you know. And so I met him. I didn't meet him yet. Well, I hadn't met him yet. So I made that account. I started doing all that shit, and then he ended up dating this girl. Her name is Paige. They're about to have a baby together. Congratulations. And they're like she used to live in Colorado, but she's moving to Cali. I think she's already there now. But she still had her lease in Colorado, and they were like they were in California at the time, and they were like, yo, Balo, like, you want to come to Red Rocks with us, this and that? And I'm like, I don't know, because I don't go out the city. Like I don't go out of Vegas like that. Like I don't like to travel because I don't like to use other people's showers. I'm really weird about that. I can't, like, unless I really know you, like, I just get like, ugh, like I just can't shower or shit at other people's places but my own. So I was like, I don't know. And she's like, stop playing, like, you know you want to go, this and that. And I'm like, all right, fuck it. So I bought a ticket, and they were like, all right, we'll come pick you up, because they were driving from Cali to Colorado, because we were supposed to pick up some other friends on the way. And that whole fucking situation, bro, was just like so crazy how it happened. Just like these people that I've never met in real life, but just know them from Twitter, were willing to like drive from California, pick me up in Vegas, and drive me to Colorado just so I can experience like Grey Day at Red Rocks. And it was the sickest thing ever, bro. And then they even bought me a ticket back. So it was just the sickest thing ever, because literally everyone goes there. So everyone goes to Red Rocks because it's it's a dope venue. And then like I'm literally standing there, like this one of the sets just ended, and I'm just standing there, and this person comes up to me, and they're like, "You're Balo, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's me." And they're like, "I follow you on Twitter. I think you're really cool. This and that. Can I take a picture with you?" I'm like, I'm like, do they think I'm a rapper or something? Like, I thought they thought like I was about to like perform or some shit. Cause I was standing next to one of the guys from City Morgue. His name is Sus Mula. So I was like, I literally just got done taking a picture with him. So I was standing next to him, like in front of him, but next to him. So I was like, do they think I'm with him or some shit? And they were just like, nah, like I just think you're hella cool. Like I just want to take a picture with you. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, that was so crazy to me because I'll get some people like in Vegas that be like, oh, Balo, like I follow you, like you're cool, it's fucking inspirational, thank you, like you motivate me. And I'm like, all right, cool, thank you, like, you know, I appreciate that. But never have I had someone like ask to take a picture with me. And I was like, bro, like that shit was just it was so cool on so many levels. And I met this wonderful woman. Her name is Mama Taunt. Cause there's this guy on there's a guy on YouTube. His name is Tim. Shout out Tim. He does a lot of Suicide Boys reactions and a lot of like underground reactions. He does a lot of different shit. But when I was doing TikTok, when I was doing a lot of Suicide Boy TikToks, I guess like I had saw him tweet and I was like, oh shit, this is Tim. Like I see some of his videos on YouTube and I was like, oh shit, this is Tim. So I like liked one of his posts and then I followed him. And then I think like either that day or like 2 days later, he messages me. He's like, yo, bro, I see your TikToks. But this guy lives in fucking Europe. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like he's seeing my TikTok. So I'm like, that was like one of the first signs that I was like doing something right. You know, people are like actually like watching my shit, looking at my shit. So I was like, oh shit. And so he basically does videos with his mom too. Like they'll both react to like a Suicide Boy song. And I think that shit is so cool because she's older. And she really likes the music, you know? So it's like, it's hella cool. But she also does like mental health shit and a lot of different things. So she has her own channel. And I actually got the opportunity to meet her too in Colorado, along with another guy named Reset. I think it's Reset Music. I'm so sorry, bro. But he does like drumming. So like he drums a lot to songs. So he used to do a lot of like Suicide Boy covers. So he'll just play a Suicide Boy song and then he'll like just drum to it. And that shit was sick as fuck. So I got to meet him too. He's really big in the community and shit. So, like, it was just a dope-ass experience, bro. Something that I never thought would happen to me. Because usually I always get the short end of the stick, bro. Like, I'm always, like, nothing that I would want to happen to me usually happens to me. So, the fact that all of this was happening all in the same weekend was just mind-blowing, you know? So, it's like, how can I not like the music when this music literally brings everyone together? You feel me? Like I go so hard for this fucking music. I'm probably gonna go hard. I'm G59 until I die, bro. Like I don't even know like how to explain it. Like whatever you're really passionate about, anyone who's watching this, whatever you're extremely passionate about, whatever is something that you'll literally die for, nothing could change your mind. Whatever that thing is in your life, that's literally what this shit is to me. You feel me? Like I live, breathe, think like every second of the day I'm thinking about Suicide Boys. I'm thinking about the shit that I want to do. When I was in Chicago working, all I could think about was the next merch video, the podcast, how I'm gonna do the podcast. I would literally sit there and play the songs that I'm gonna use for my merch vid. I would close my eyes and I would visualize how I'm gonna be when he's recording me and like this and that. I sit there and I like close my eyes and I manifest myself meeting like Scrim and meeting Ruby and like talking to them and like chilling with them and doing all this shit. Who knows if it's gonna happen, but that's just the shit that I like. That's how hard I go for this shit, bro. Like there's nothing that I have ever went. This is like, to me, it's bigger than bodybuilding, like the gym. You feel me? And nothing would ever come over the gym. Nothing was ever above the gym to me 3 or 4 years ago, you know? So it's like the fact that this is such a big thing to me, and the fact that like I've built something like on Twitter with like my community and my cult and all this shit that I'm trying to do, and like all the fact that all these people like somewhat look up to me and think that like I get people like telling me like, yo, Balo, like your cult has like helped me in so many ways because I'm meeting all these people, like they're so supportive, like they, you know, we love each other, this and that. I fucking, as a joke, this guy he changed his name to my name, and I saw him tweet, and I was like, when the fuck did I tweet this shit? I don't remember tweeting it. And I click on him, and it's one of the guys that I follow, and I'm like, what the fuck? This is so funny. So I was like, yo, like, let's see how many people we can get to change their name to my name. And so literally I had like 27 people on Twitter who changed their names to my name, but they had like Balo like the third, Balo the seventh, Balo the this or that, and they had like a different picture of me as their profile picture, and we became like another, like it's like another cult that I have, and we all have a group chat, and it's just so funny because I'm not really active in any of the group chats, but because it's for them, like all I want is for people to like connect with each other, and I want them to like get to know each other and all this shit, and it's just beautiful as fuck to see, bro. Like I look at this shit and I'm like, bro, like it's just such a, like it's like fulfillment for me, you know. This is the type of shit that I want to do, you know, bring people together with the music, show people like this music is not what it comes off as to be, you know. You just have to like really like sit down and listen to the lyrics and get to know like what they're about and what their message is, you know, type shit. So, oh, bro, like I could talk about this shit for hours. Thank God for the podcast, but yeah, it's really been like a really like emotional, spiritual, mentally growing journey for me. And I'm like loving who I'm becoming because it feels natural to me. You know, it feels authentic to me. It feels like I was meant to like do shit like this, you know, in my own way, spread like positivity through the music type shit, you know. So that's really just what the fuck I'm finna, like, that's what I'm, even with the podcast, you know, like, it's not always going to be about suicide boys, but they're definitely the reason why I'm doing most of the shit that I'm doing type shit. Yeah. Hella deep.
No, man. And that's the main reason why we got you on the pod. I know a lot of people want to hear all this and they're interested in what you got to say. And like you said, you have a little cult following. So I'm sure a lot of people are going to be like happy to be hearing all this because I'm sure they found a home in the community.
And that's what, yeah.
259.
And that's what it's about. You know, like, I don't want, like, this cult is not like something that I'm like trying to like control people or I'm trying to do this or I'm trying to do that. It's just all about like bringing people together. And that's all that I want to do, you know. You get those people who are like saying like, oh, like he's like looking for clout or he's doing this and he's doing that. But it's just like, you don't even know me enough to like know what I'm about. You feel me? So it's like, but all I'm trying to do is just bring people together, you know, type shit. So
What are your goals for this year?
So this year, this year is really about me, bro. Like really focusing on myself. I really put so much focus into like relationships, trying to be in a relationship, doing all this other shit that wasn't really doing anything for me. And this year I really decided to like make a change, which started with quitting downtown. Like downtown was one of the things that I wanted to do because I just get so comfortable that like I don't want to like quit. You know, you just get so comfortable. You're just like, well, I'm just here like making the same amount of money. Like you just get used to it. You're just like, fuck it, whatever. But quitting was a really big thing for me, a really big step into like change and doing what I'm doing now. So like I really just want to grow. This year is all about growth and just like being alone, you know, really focus on like being alone. Cause I usually like, it's hard for me to be alone cause I always have someone that I'm like talking to. I always have like I always had to have a girl that I was talking to or like, you know, a couple in rotation and shit like that. It's just so I wouldn't feel alone. And,
what made you change that?
I think like, you know, like for me, bro, it's always just like a switch in my brain, bro. Like when I was like really depressed and I would go through my depressive episodes, like it was just, I would just wake up one day and I'd just be like, bro, like this isn't it, you know, this isn't it. And then I would just like, just it's just like a flip of a switch, bro. Like I just flipped the switch and then it was just like, I'm different, you know? And I literally woke up I woke up one day in December, or I think it was early January. No, it wasn't this year. It was 2023, the first day of 2023. I woke up and I was like, bro, like, what the fuck? It's like it's as if I was like if my mindset was like reborn. I was like, why the fuck was I sad about this shit the whole time? And like ever since then, I just been like trying to like focus on being more myself and loving myself. And this year, I'm just like, bro, like, I'm putting myself first. I'm just gonna focus on myself, like literally focus on myself. And it was hard at first, bro. Like being celibate, like not like fucking 1, 2, 3, all these like fucking different people. Like it took a lot for me to do that shit, bro. Not even on like some like some horny shit. Like most of the time I wasn't even horny. I just like just wanted to fuck something, like just be with someone, you know, type shit. So it's like, but you don't understand how unhealthy it is until like you give it up, you know? And then it's like, fuck, like I'd be
post nut
that post nut clarity. I'd be sitting in bed and I'm like, maybe I should hit up so and so. And then I'd be like, nah. Cause it's like, bro, like the next person I fuck, bro, like I don't want to kick him out. I don't want to have to kick him out right after. Or I don't want to have to sit there and like, you know, we still like I still want them there, and it's still like fucking an hour and a half in the movie left, and I'm like, fuck, bro, like I'm trying to go to bed, like, but now I gotta watch the whole movie with her and shit, you know. And it's like, as fucked up as that sounds, like we all know it's true, both male and female. Don't act like I'm like the only one, like it's both. But I don't want that type of energy no more, you know, because I do believe like
energy exchange.
Yeah, bro, I believe in that shit, bro. I tried to ignore it, but it's like, when you give yourself away like that, bro, like you feel that, like it's
definitely not as special anymore, but at the same time, like, you kind of lose respect for yourself.
Yeah, for sure, bro. And
you're
like,
just giving it out like that, and it's crazy because people are gonna look at me like I'm fucking crazy. Like, oh, a guy, you like saying that, it's like
he's lying.
Yeah, because like I'm trying to look cool,
right?
But for real though, like I went through something like what you just said. Like I practiced celibacy for a while, but just I'm not in the mental space and emotional capability to just fake wanting somebody just to get one thing from them. And a lot of the times, like people just like, I don't know, I just rather be really truthful, and like I just don't want to I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I feel like when you just sleep around, like when you have a possibility of getting like an STD or something.
Oh, right? For sure, yeah.
But two, it's just like you're not special.
Yeah, It's like you're just meat. You're just meat being passed around, and it's just like you don't make a connection. Like, and then like it's the same. Like I noticed this a lot with when I would try to connect with women, I would use drugs as a connecting with them. Like if I liked a girl, I'd be like, oh shit, do you do coke? And she'd be like, yeah, I do coke. And like we'll do coke together, and then like that would be the foundation of our relationship, would be like coke. So now it's like, do I really like her when I'm sober, or do I just like her when we do coke together? You know? And it's the same thing with sex, bro. It's like if sex is the foundation of your relationship and you're like, you guys fuck before even knowing each other, it's just like, do I really like this girl, or do I just like
the sex
that we just have sex together, you know? And it's like, it's hard to do it backwards, because it's like I'll never really know if I really like this girl or if I just like the pussy, you feel me? So it's just like, you know, so I was just tired of that, bro. Like I was tired of never forming a real connection, and I felt bad, and I felt like a shitty person, because I was like, bro, I can't even have like a normal friendship or a normal connection with like a female, because I'm just trying to fuck, you feel me? And I would ruin a lot of like good friendships or potential friendships, because I was always just trying to like fuck, you feel me?
Sometimes it's not worth it. I do have a lot of friends that are girls that I keep in my circle. Obviously some that I just never thought anything sexual about, so that's like I'm excluding them from this conversation. Right. But there's some that I just met. I'm like, yo, you're super cool. Like I really love being around you. You are attractive to me, but I'm not even gonna risk our relationship to like possibly, let's say like we end up like sleeping together and then we just never talk again. Yeah. Like I'd rather not have that. I'd rather have you in my life for a long time.
Exactly.
Than sleep with you for like one time, just ruin our whole relationship.
And it's crazy because a lot of people say that girls and guys can't be friends, and
I feel like they can.
They can, but I'm not gonna act like I don't want to fuck you, because like if you're my friend and you're obviously attractive, like of course I'm gonna have those thoughts of like, damn, like I kind of like.
All right, one second. All right, sorry for the technical difficulties, but we're up. We're gonna finish off the conversation of men and women. Can they be friends? Answer is yes. What do you think?
Yeah, I think they can be. It just depends on the intention and the mindset behind the friendship, because it's like how like if you're a guy and your intention is just like, all right, I'm in my face, or I'm just trying to fuck this and that, blah 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 blah, like your intentions are already flawed. Like you Like, you can't even be friends with a girl because your intention already is to fuck her. So it's like, at that point, no, you can't be friends. And that's how I was back in the day. Like, my intention, I was just trying to fuck anything that came. Not anything that came, but I was just trying to fuck, you know. So it's like I would fake the friendship, fake the funk, and then, you know, we'd be fucking and shit. But there was really no real friendship foundation, you know. But now that I'm like, I'm done with that. I'm on my purpose. I'm this and that. Like, yeah, in the back of my head, you're attractive, you're beautiful, this and that, yes and yes. But my intention is not to fuck you. Like, I don't even, my intention.
You got more than that.
I got more in my life that I'm doing to even worry about if I want to fuck you or not. Like, we're friends. If it happens, it happens. If not, boom, we're still friends. You feel me? So it's like, cause I have friends. I'm friends with girls that I have fucked, and we stopped and we just became friends and we're good friends. I have girls that have curved me and we're friends. And then I have friends that I've never, like you said, like I have never even had the intention and we're friends. You feel me? So it's all about the intention behind the friendship, you know? Like, if you're on your purpose and you're doing this and you're doing that, you're chilling. Or even if you're not in your purpose and you're just chilling and, you know, you're just looking for friends, like, all right, then, like, yeah, men and women could be friends. But we're not going to sit here and act like, that guys don't think about, you know, doing the deed with their friends. You know, it might not be like, it may not be like, damn, I want to fuck her. I wonder what it's like. Wow. But
sometimes it's just not worth the risking the relationship.
It's not. But I'm not gonna sit here and act like I don't think, like, damn, like, what if it did happen one day? Like, what the fuck? Like, you know, not fantasizing, but just more of like a thought, like a quick thought. You feel me? But yeah, I think men and women could be friends. Just like I said, depending on what the intention is. But that's just me, though. That's just me.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for answering that question for me. This part of the podcast, it's a favorite, man. It's one of my favorites. It's my listeners' favorites, my viewers' favorites. It is time for Explain That Tweet, brought to you by Endless Entertainment.
Oh, man.
Can you please? Well, I'm gonna read it and I'm gonna pass it over to you. Obviously, you tweeted it, so
okay.
So you'll know what I'm talking about.
And
so, Explain That Tweet, brought to you by Endless Entertainment. The tweet goes, what were you gonna say?
And this isn't like a bit or anything. He hasn't. I don't know what the fuck is coming. So, like, I don't know. Like,
And it's not that crazy. Usually, if Haji was sitting in the room, it'd be a crazy take. But in this case, Explain That Tweet, brought to you by Endless Entertainment. It's a tweet. It says, y'all want a story time on how fucked my day was, right?
Okay.
And then the next one, you put, here's a hint, and then you have this.
Oh my fuck!
Can we talk about that? This is a screenshot, by the way.
Shit. All right, guys. For those of you who do follow my GreyGorilla account,
it should be here.
Yeah, you'll see it right here. For those of you who follow my GreyGorilla account, you guys already know. And I didn't even talk about it. But it was when I was in Colorado. Well, not Colorado. When I was in Chicago, and I fucked up the truck. Bro.
It looks like there was blood on there. What is
yeah,
that? Was that your blood?
Nah. So I wasn't paying attention because I guess like the trucks that we don't really have underpasses here in Vegas like that. We don't really have bridges. We don't really have shit like that. So in the countryside of like Illinois, they have a lot of underpasses, a lot of bridges. It's just a lot of straight road and, you know, a lot of like grass and trees and all this bullshit. And this was my first time really like whipping a truck like that. Like I worked here whipping the trucks a little bit, but this is the first time like I really had to like whip it on my own type shit. So I'm still learning about these fucking box trucks, but I wasn't paying attention to the clearance. So my clearance height of my truck is 13.0, and the clearance of the bridge or the underpass that I went under was like 12.6, I think.
Fuck.
So like, and I'm going like 60. I'm going like 60, 50, maybe 60, 70 type shit. And like, I'm driving, I'm not really paying attention. And like, we were going down, but it had like the metal plate right there. So like you would bounce.
Yeah.
So like I bounced. All you hear is a curse. And I'm like, I look at the guy, wakes up and he looks at me and I'm like,
what in that case, like, let's say like you're not able to pass, what do you do instead?
So there was another guy who, bro, this shit I don't understand, because this guy's truck was 13.6, and he went under an underpass that was 10-8. So like, bro, his shit was like he got stuck.
Oh fuck.
So the only option was like, and he was holding up traffic. Thank God there was like I was on the countryside, so like there was no cars behind me. I didn't have to call the police. But like he got stuck under, and like he was holding up traffic, so the police came. So the only way for him to get out of it was to keep going. So he had to drive through the whole underpass, and like the whole top of his fucking truck came off. And I pull up because we had to get the furniture out, and I see his truck, and I'm like, God damn, like he fucked up more than I did. And I was like, I don't even feel that bad about my truck no more. But the blood, bro, I honestly think so. In the countryside, bro, there's a lot of roadkill. Like there's a lot of dead animals on the side of the road, possums, deer, dogs, cats, and shit. And it was sad to see, but I think there was a fucking animal up there when I hit the underpass. Because when I got up there, I was like, what the fuck? And like,
you killed an animal.
I killed the animal, and I'm Peter. I'm sorry, but fuck, like you could see like the guts were right there.
No.
Yeah, bro, and it was just.
It's probably like a bird. What do you think?
I don't think it was a bird because like there was no feathers. Like, but I think it was like a squirrel or some shit that was right there because like you could see like the guts, and like it was just like smeared all over the truck, and like parts of like the intestines were like stuck on the truck and shit, and I was just like. I didn't think about it at first because I thought it was paint. And then like the next day I'm looking at it and I'm just like, bro, I think that's fucking blood. And I was just like, I felt so bad because I was like, fuck, I killed an animal. I took a family away. But thankfully it wasn't like too bad. Like I'm still gonna have to pay for it. I think it's like $3,000.
You have to pay for that?
Yeah, because like they rent the trucks. So it's
wait, you have to pay out of pocket?
Yeah, so the way it's gonna work, I told my boss, I was like, bro, just take out like, cause he's gonna pay for it, you know, but I have to like pay him back type shit. So like he's just gonna take it out the check and shit, which isn't too like he'll take it out like I'll make payments on it. Yeah. So it's not too bad, but I felt so bad because bro, that whole week I was working with this guy and he had got sick, and I was doing all the shit myself. So like I was driving, and these are like 16-hour days. So we're waking up at like 4:30. Loading the truck at the warehouse at like 5, going to the gas station at like 6 to get coffee, whatever, and then we're just driving the rest of the day. So there wouldn't be times where I would get home at the Airbnb at like midnight, 11, and it's just me driving. And this is the first time that I ever even had like sleep deprivation. I'm driving, and I'm like, my eyes are like closing, but I'm like, bro, my eyes are open. So how the fuck are my eyes still closing when my eyes are open? And I'm thinking like I'm hallucinating, bro. I'm seeing trees that are not there. I'm like, oh shit, there's a tree, and I'm swerving. And it's, bro, that week was so bad. And I was like, how can this week get any worse?
Boom.
Kill
a squirrel.
Friday comes, I fuck up the truck. I'm like, God. I'm like, bro, what the fuck?
That's crazy.
Yeah, that shit sucked, bro.
Well, so thank you so much for explaining that tweet. I hope everybody liked that. Explain that tweet by Endless Entertainment. BigBodyBalo. Oh, well, you don't go by that no more, right?
I'm still, at heart, I'm BigBodyBalo. I think BigBodyBalo was like the beginning of GreyGorilla. Okay,
so GreyGorilla. What can we expect out of you 2024?
So it's gonna be a lot of growth, a lot of podcasting. I'm really passionate about the podcasting because I have so much shit to say, and there's only so much you can say on Twitter. And even though like a lot of people can misinterpret things on social media, of course, like I can say something, but you could completely take it out of context. When people tweet shit, I read it in my voice, and I'll read it like in like my sarcasm, or like if I'm like I'll read it however I read it. Mm-hmm. So someone can see something that I tweet and completely take it out of context or whatever the fuck. So it's like I really wanted to do the podcast so you guys can really see me explain the shit that I'm talking about. And you know, I'm gonna do like a lot of like other shit too. Like I want to do like a lot of like, cause I do like a lot of ranking shit. So like I'll rank like Suicide Boy songs and shit. But on Twitter I just rank them. But I'm not gonna explain why I rank them that way, because it would be like a stupid amount of tweets. Mm-hmm. So like now that I want to do the podcast now, I'm just gonna do like the ranking shit, and that way I'll be able to like explain it. So you guys will get a lot of Suicide Boys content. You guys are going to get a lot of like mental health content, a lot of self-development content, shit that helped me become the version of myself that I am now and the version of myself that I want to become later in life. So it's gonna be a lot of that. For all my Vegas people, I'm gonna be doing an event soon. I don't know how soon, but it's like I'm planning it. But I'm gonna be doing like a Suicide Boys event where it's basically like how Altura has Altura like Latin night. I want to do something similar, but just with like underground music. I think I'm gonna mix a little bit of dubstep with it. So that's gonna be coming soon. Just a lot of more merch vids. I want to do a lot of giving back. Like I want to give back to like my supporters, because the supporters are what makes me, you know, like if it's not for my supporters, like I'm still something without my supporters, but there are a reason why I'm where I'm at now and where I'm gonna be in the future, you know, like without the support of like my community and like my cult and shit like that, like I give them all the love and utmost respect just for helping me get to where I want to get to, you know. So like I wouldn't be here without you guys. So I do appreciate all the support that I get, all the help that I'm getting from my boys and shit like that. Like you can't get through life alone. As much as you try, you're always gonna need someone to help you, at least get you to where you want to get to, help open doors for you and shit. So like I appreciate everyone that's listening, supporting me, sending me DMs, all this shit. Like, you know, Raul, thank you for helping me with the podcast and shit like that. Cause that's what it's all about. Like, if I'm eating, everyone else is eating. You feel me? So like, if you're helping me and you're supporting me, trust me, there's a seat at the table for you. So yeah, right. that's what we got coming for 2024.
Hey, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for joining us here at the RaulyKnows Podcast. We're gonna help you out with future podcasts in the future.
Yes, sir.
And we're out, man. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.